Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chuck Bazile.
I'm Jen Bazile.
And this is Readings with a Psychic Couple, Part 2 of the 2016 Psychic Predictions.
The one and only Psychic Couple.
The one and only, the originals. If you Google Psychic Couple, you're going to see some fakes out there now. I guess it's a form of flattery, but when they get slapped with copyright infringements, they'll get noticed. But we're not here to talk about our legal issues. We're here to talk about some other things.
Issues of the world.
PsychicCouple.com is our website. That's PsychicCouple.com. We also
go and check it out. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I just completely revamped it. Yeah, new look for 2016. And we do
new year, new beginnings.
We do private readings. So if you'd like to schedule a private reading, you could always go to our website. You could email me at readings@psychiccouple.com. That's readings@psychiccouple.com. You can also...
We need to do another radio show.
I think so. Or a chat or something.
We'll have something coming up soon.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, because of the general doom and gloom that is forecasted by many in the world predictions for 2016, the negative energy created may force all of us to feel vulnerable. Do you believe in that statement?
There will be some that will fall into that wave of hurt, but I don't believe all of us will. I mean, you're not happy unless you let somebody else take your happy, and as long as somebody else doesn't take your happy, you're good.
I'm finding it hard at this point to find my happy place on a regular basis, and I think it's because of that negative energies. I'm so empathetic, but you need to realize.
Well, I'm also empathetic, and I'm an empath, so it doesn't help, but. Once again, I try to pass the happy on. Mm-hmm. You know, I'll compliment somebody, or I will say something nice, or I will put a smile on somebody's face. And the amazing thing is, you know, what you get in return, that feeling of happiness and thanks and awe.
And it does. It comes back.
It really works. If you turn around and you just compliment somebody on their blouse or their boots or their hair, it really, really makes them happy, but it really does something for you too. Mm-hmm.
It provides a positive energy force for them. It provides a positive energy force for you.
So even if you do one little thing a day, every person that does one little thing a day can change the mood of everything.
So when those negative thoughts creep in, and they do, they will. But when they do, force yourself to do something positive for somebody else. And the rewards will be astonishing. Because not only will you trump the negativity, but you will be providing positive energies out into the universe. And you know what I have always said about ripple effects? It takes one stone to create a huge ripple. So, okay, we're going to be talking about, your most favorite things of all. Are we going to have an economic crisis in the United States in 2016?
Well, we're always in an economic crisis, but I don't believe that we are going to have anything fall. Actually, I do believe that we're going to do pretty good this year.
I believe the United States is going to do pretty good this year. And we always do good during the presidential year. It's always the unexpected that allows people to think and be hopeful. But once a matter of fact it occurs, then people begin to readjust their thoughts and their plans. So the hypothetical of this person being president or that person being president.
We're not talking about the presidential election.
I'm not. But they are
talking about economic crises.
Yeah, but they are connected in the fact that our economy will be good when people are hopeful. And this year, people will be hopeful with the economy. because it always occurs during a presidential election year. Hopeful. But as soon as they know, as a matter of fact, the hope becomes a reality, and then they know all the goods, the bads, and the uglies. That's when. So I see towards, or definitely after the election, the United States economy doing some self-correcting.
Well, self-correcting is not an economic failure.
Worldwide.
Believe me, everything needs some reorganization.
Worldwide economics goes back to a little bit of the political, because they are so connected. They're like a double-edged sword here.
Well, you didn't say worldwide. You said...
Yeah, well, I talked about the United States. Now I'm talking about worldwide. Worldwide, because of the political pressures being put on...
Japan and China are going to have big problems. And Russia is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Military-wise, because we are putting such a financial burden on them economically that
and the Middle East is just going to continue to blow each other up.
The Middle East is going to continue to be the Middle East like it has been for the last 5,000 years, since humans began occupying that area.
They're going to continue to blow each other up.
Okay, so what do you... The political unrest occurred in the Middle East, and it was called the Arab Spring, where dictators were toppled and people had enough. And then a political unrest in Russia, where all of a sudden Russia began beating its chest and saying, yeah, no, we're sick and tired of being second-class citizens here. We're a dominant force in the world. And then there's the political unrest in China, with them building up their fleets and stuff in support of North Korea and going around Taiwan because they believe Taiwan. So I believe that there is a ripple effect of political unrests that are occurring around the world. A lot of the people stood up in the last 5 years and said they had enough of what was going on in Europe. So my question to you, now that I've gone through all the current events with politics worldwide, are we going to have a political upheaval in 2016 with this presidential election?
Oh.
I'm not asking you to make a prediction. I'm asking you, are there going to be mass numbers of people that will come out and vote? There will be protests. There will be arguing and fighting. It's an upheaval.
All of that.
Yeah. It's already happening, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. I'm not making a prediction, a presidential prediction, even though it'll be Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton becomes the first woman president. I'm not going to put that out on the record that Hillary Clinton is going to become the first woman president after she gets elected in November.
Yeah. Plug.
Okay, since you brought that up, since I threw the hook into the lake and you were the fish that ate the worm, who do you think's going to be president of the United States after this next election? Hillary Clinton?
I do believe she's going to do well.
Yes. Okay. Environmental issues. We talked a little bit about El Nino and the Olympics. And out of the blue, you mentioned a little bit about the Northeast here in Connecticut. So let's talk a little bit about environment worldwide, first off. Any areas in the world that you're concerned with, let's say, floods?
Hawaii, Cuba, all those islands off of the Florida Panhandle. It's going to be a couple of major hurricanes that come through. Unfortunately, New Orleans is going to get hit again.
See, now you're talking about hurricanes, but the hurricanes, it's like connected with the economics and the politics.
Well, also, it's because of El Nino. It's because of the way the winds are flowing. It's It's going to be a rough hurricane season. And then I do believe that we're going to have warmer than normal temperatures in the summer. We're
For
going to have heat waves.
coast to coast everywhere in the United States?
For the most part, yes. They'll be warmer than normal.
Okay, I'm going to throw out a couple of places that have popped into my head. I see a lot of flooding issues in France and Italy.
I keep being thrown back to Tahiti and Taiwan, and I'm not exactly sure why. Something major.
In Taiwan?
Yes.
Now, environmentally, Taiwan is
Yes.
having a lot of political and military threat. But you think this is going to be like
I'm not sure if it's going to be environmental or not. I just keep getting thrown Tahiti and Taiwan. It could be military. It could be. I'm getting a volcano too. Some kind
well,
of.
that was what I was going to say.
It's going to be going off.
Flooding in the United States is going to be a major issue for the Mississippi River.
Well,
And
definitely because of all the rain that we're going to be getting in the monsoons.
Definitely a tremendous amount of rain in the drought-stricken areas in California. And
well, also with California,
with
an
mudslides.
extreme earthquake.
Oh, okay. Let me put earthquake down here.
It's going to be bigger than what they've ever seen.
California. I also see one for Japan and Italy.
And California this year will have mild wildfires. It won't be completely devastating as they usually are.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be because of the amount of rain that they're going to get, but it's not going to be good rain. It's not going to be soaking rain. It's going to create mudslides.
Oh yeah, floods and mudslides.
And it's going to be a lot of runoff and erosion
And
issues.
the volcano that's going to go off has been one that's been dormant for several hundred years. It's not one that we recognize as an active volcano.
Well, speaking of that volcano, there's reports that something is occurring with the earthquakes and volcanoes. Earthquakes are occurring more mild globally, but at the same time, many of the dormant volcanoes are beginning to show signs of becoming
That's
active.
What I just said.
I know, and that is what. So volcano concerns for 2016. Well, I just want to let you know that that's already occurring.
Oh, all right. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
I don't follow the news and stuff like you do.
Oh yeah. Terrorist attacks. Any particular places that you are?
Multiple. Like I said, one in Rio de Janeiro with the Olympics. Iran as usual. Egypt as usual. England.
What about the United States?
There'll be a few threats, a few scares, but nothing like 9/11 or Boston.
Will be threats. Fires, floods, extreme weather conditions. Okay. So, yeah,
There's going to be a big conflict between Mexico and us.
Okay. What about the value of platinum, gold, and silver? Is that going to go up or down?
Up.
I agree, because economy fluctuations always brings a couple of things. Economy fluctuations bring lower gas prices, which we see, and that's also a political reason, and I don't know if many people even realize this or know it. It is because the United States is part of their plan with Russia. It's a political move. Russia gets a lot of money from selling oil, and the higher the oil prices, the more oil or more money goes to Russia. Lower the oil prices are, the less money going to Russia. So this is another economic issue that the United States has occurred by holding the prices low, by overproducing worldwide global supplies. And it's just another political move, but okay, so, I got off a little bit. Platinum, gold, and silver goes up because of the economy situation. Gas prices go down.
They'll either level out or they'll continue to go down to some degree. They will not. I don't believe that they'll go past $1 a gallon.
Oh yeah, no, because if you look at it, no matter how much we pay for, or the price of oil per barrel to produce, the government gets their share. And when you add up the amount of taxes that the government gets per gallon, it can never go past that amount that the government is going to collect. So let's say the government has $1.50 per gallon of gas. It can never go below $1.50 because you always have to pay the government for every gallon of gas you sell. And it can never go any lower than what you're going to pay the government, because then it's like the oil companies are giving it away. So I totally understand what you're saying about gas prices going down and leveling out. I just wanted to make sure everybody understands why we think that way. Okay, so this is part 2 of the Psychic Couple, and you can go to our website at psychiccouple.com. That's psychiccouple.com, a brand new website. And let me flip the page here so I can find a new section and topics to talk about. A lot of people are fearful of an invasion by Muslim extremists into Europe. This is going to be a great Muslim war, and it will be larger and bigger than the Arab Spring in 2010. This is what some of the concerns that are out there. I think that's just fear propaganda. I don't believe that to be true.
Yeah, no, I don't think that there's going to be anything notable.
I think the war machine wants people to believe there's going to be a Muslim war. Scare people. Then the military gets built up.
Yeah, but the military, as far as the Muslims are concerned, or their way of attack, is not with grand, large armies and militia and that sort of thing. They're not, going to come out into the open. They stay underground and they work from the inside out.
Chemical warfare in the Syrian conflict. Is that going to continue?
Yeah, it's going to continue, and it's going to get a lot worse before it starts to get better. And as far as the chemical warfare is, they're going to send something out that they're not going to be able to control, and it's going to be a problem.
Another concern is based on the amount of refugees that are fleeing into Europe. That the Europe that we know and have known for this past generation since World War II is going to change now that the Muslim population will become the majority in many of these Muslim nations. And that is going to begin this year. What do you think?
Well, you just said the Muslims are going to be in the Muslim nations.
Yeah, well, there'll be so many Muslims that will be fleeing places like Syria and Iraq, and they're moving to Europe, and these countries are going to be
Well, there's going to
dominated.
be a big conflict with the amount of people that are starting to migrate, and I do believe there'll be border wars.
But what about the political makeup of Europe? Is that going to stay?
The political makeup will stay for now until it's overthrown.
But that's not 2016.
No.
I agree. A lot of people think that all these Muslims coming into all these countries are going to actually overthrow and topple the existing governments.
But not this year.
Yeah, I don't think that a few bad apples in the Muslims or Islamic traditions speaks for the whole amount of people.
No, it definitely does not. But there are those extremists that are quite powerful, and for some reason they've been given the power by the Muslims, and it's not necessarily that they believe in the way that they do the things, but they do believe in the religious driving force behind it.
Mm-hmm. Now, ISIS is gaining territory in the Middle East and Northern Africa. Some of the concerns now are the Mediterranean islands and the actual European countries. How
they're going to go as far as their people allow them to go, as countries allow them to go. Like I said, there's going to be border wars this year, and
so ISIS is going to gain territory.
To some extent, they're not going to be as productive as some people might think they are. It's going to be propaganda mostly.
What about Libya? Will they get Libya? Where Muammar Gaddafi was?
Yes.
Will they get the islands of the Mediterranean?
Not all of them, but some.
Okay.
Crete.
Yeah, I was thinking. Are we going to begin to see in these Islamic State colonies more public executions and crucifixions and beheadings and being public?
Well, that's what the Islamic radicals are all about, shock and awe. So, yes, we will see more. But only from these Islamic radicals, not from the general populace.
Russia and the U.S. are so close and actively working on different things. The goal is supposed to be that they are working to fight against ISIS. The United States is backing, because Syria is in the midst of a civil war. And the United States is backing the rebels to fight ISIS. And Russia is backing the Syrian government and the military to fight ISIS. But the United States providing assistance to the rebels also assists the rebels in fighting the civil war. So Russia is providing assistance to the government to fight in the civil war. My question to you now is, with Russia and the United States really having a common goal, but really on two separate sides, is, and this is a military conflict. Is this going to escalate tensions, and will it become military conflict between the United States and Russia?
No, it won't. I see Russia and the United States backing off, giving less and less,
Involved.
getting less and less involved.
I agree.
And because both the United States and Russia come to realize it's not in the best interests.
We touched on this a little bit, but it says a quick search of Google reveals several volcanoes in different areas of the world have become active just since the beginning of December 2015.
I said that.
Okay. And there's one in Japan, one in...
Japan's been, getting hammered when it comes to these things. Italy, no. Japan, yes.
One in Mexico.
No.
Indonesia.
Yes.
Will Japan have another tsunami?
Yes.
Okay. Japan is a dying country. And I say this because between climate change and the active volcanoes and the tsunamis and the fact that there's a large portion of what was usable land that's no longer usable because of the nuclear contamination, that we are going to begin to see a mass exodus of Japanese from Japan homeland because of this. It's climate, it's
climate
economic
isn't going to change. That's why it's going to get hammered.
Mm-hmm.
Its economy is going to fail.
And in the long range, I do see Japan settling in a colony more in like Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia area.
Yeah, they're going to move to a larger parcel of land, that's for sure.
And have like a joint government. I do agree that the Japanese are going to have to colonize and mass migrate somewhere else because of economics, environment, and because of nuclear contamination.
Yeah, well, like I said, Japan's going to get hammered.
Well, if you think about it, and nobody asked me, to put a nuclear power plant anywhere on a volatile island. Volatile island like Japan. One that has earthquakes and tornadoes and tsunamis on a regular basis. It was a ticking time bomb. And yeah, I know nuclear energy is abundant energy, but come on. If you've destroyed that entire area, and how many nuclear power plants are there in the world? Until we can manage this safely, I don't think we should be playing with fire until we know how to play with the fire.
Well, that's most definitely accurate, but like I was saying, Japan is just going to get to a point where it can't be populated by the thousands of people that are there. There'll be a few that remain, but it won't be the mega power that it once was.
Yeah. No, and it can't because it's because of all of those issues that we've talked about. China is a huge threat. I'm just going through this because we've already talked about some of it.
Something's going to happen with Ireland, too.
Ireland? Okay, so I'm going to read this and you tell me exactly what you think about it. 2016 is the number 9 year. And the key words for this cycle are endings, cleaning, transition, charity, and wisdom. Number 9 is the ending of a cycle, making way for a beginning cycle in 2017. We could see many people leaving this physical world at one time. That means dying.
I know, mass exodus.
Yeah, and we have seen this with superstars.
Well, like I said, I'm gonna say again, Japan.
Yeah.
And the Middle East.
Yeah, I do. 2016 will be a year of terrorism, extreme weather, humanitarian causes, especially for refugees fleeing Syria to Europe, inventions that were once science fiction will become reality. And 2016 is also Chinese Year of the Monkey, and the monkey will give us scattered energy, deception, but on the other hand, we can expect major innovation in medical cures. You agree with all that?
Yeah.
I do too. I totally agree.
That's basically what we just said.
Everything we said, and it's because numerology has confirmed what we've been saying. So I just wanted to get that out a little bit. Do you believe that Europe and the Middle East will expect unusual snow amounts in 2016?
Who?
Europe and the Middle East.
Europe, possibly. Middle East, no.
That's exactly what I put. Europe, yes. Middle East, no. African desert region will get snow again this year.
Small amount.
Huge winds, tornadoes, hurricane winds, cyclone winds affecting millions of people.
Definitely.
Worldwide. Let me put this out here right now. Not rain, flood, mudslides, fire, earthquakes, volcanoes,
tsunamis.
We need to worry about wind. Wind is going to be a very dangerous aspect for us. Wind. This is what I see.
Speaking of wind, Kansas and the that tornado alley is going to get an exceptional amount of tornadoes this year.
Yeah, and just in the last couple of days alone, trees have been falling because of rogue winds that come out of nowhere.
People losing power.
Yeah, and that is what I foresee to be the biggest environmental change. Now, a lot of people are saying the droughts, too much rain, too hot, too cold, too much snow, too dry. Yes, those are all issues. Earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis, floods, those are all issues, and they're all cause devastation. But the worst devastation is going to come from the wind.
Yeah, well, like we said, tornadoes and hurricanes and storms, all of those are wind.
This, I do believe, already happened, but I wanted to throw this in. A surprise comet. This comet will come out of nowhere and bring awe and wonder to humanity. Just recently in the news, they discovered that it being blocked by Jupiter was a comet that they could not see, did not know about, and shocked the whole world when they see this comet coming very close to Earth. And that was just recently in the news. Now, my question to you is that going to happen again this year?
Yes, there will be another one.
Yes. Not a hit.
Oh, no, nothing's going to hit us directly, but it's going to come close enough where you could see it with the naked eye.
Now, we did talk about this just a few minutes ago with the wind. Lights out.
A lot of people are going to be without power in different areas. And not in hundreds and thousands.
Uh-huh.
not in hundreds, in thousands.
Thousands upon thousands in regions. Now, there is going to be a combination of why this is occurring. One, the demand. We can't produce enough. Two, the environment and the catastrophes because of the environment. And three, terrorist attacks.
Well, I don't see so much as far as terrorist attacks is, but I see a lot of brownouts and blackouts, especially this summer, because I told you we're going to have a lot of heat waves, and our energy sources are going to be, severely
strained. Depleted, strained. Well, I was getting the word. Water. Fresh water. I have been saying for years that I personally believe that that we will be the world's leader of freshwater supply.
Yeah, well, that's basically what it's coming down to. The United States has the capabilities and the quantities to purify and filter and clean water to a point where it can be used by humans. We are going to be spreading. We are going to be spreading the technology, and we are going to be assisting several different countries in setting up water filtration plants. And we're also going to be setting up people with personal or smaller devices to purify water for their
clean water.
areas.
Clean water issues are definitely an issue. And we need to get used to the fact that we can have a modern lifestyle, but we're going to have to change and adapt the way we have this modern lifestyle. For one, clean water is going to be vital. Living life without an abundant supply of electricity is going to have to become a norm.
Well, humans used to live without electricity a long time ago, and humans can still live without electricity. You know, you may not have your phones or your radios or your TV, but once upon a time there was batteries and there was generators.
And I have said that I personally believe, because of the Great Lakes, that we were going to become the world leader. But I'm going to just say that, like with wind, water is another major issue that humanity is going to have to face long term.
But also, we have a lot of untapped water aquifers underground, as well as what's on the surface.
We do. But I have envisioned a long-term envision of the United States doing basically what Saudi Arabia has done with the Middle East. And we tap the Great Lakes and we drain them. And what we don't drain, we can't drain, because the rising sea levels have come up over the land bridge that protects the fresh water from the salt water.
That's another thing that I'm getting at. We're going to be able to start using oceanic water.
Well, we're going to have to.
There's going to be a lot of new ideas in filtering, and if we can tap into the ocean and get rid of a lot of the salts and debris and bacterium that are in the ocean, that we'll have an abundance. But we will be the only country that is really capable of doing that kind of filtration.
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
I am concerned about long term, not 2016, but long term, tapping out the Great Lakes and contamination.
We will never empty the Great Lakes. We will use them, but we have other waters underground, and like I said, the ocean. So I don't believe that we will be emptying the Great Lakes.
Another thing is, and I don't understand why nobody has done this. I had a thought, a long-term thought or vision, where I saw these huge pumping stations off the coast of Africa and in the Mediterranean, where they were pumping salt water into the Sahara. The Sahara
Well, the sand is a natural filter.
It was filtering the salt out, and they were getting the fresh water from pumping.
Once water passes through several feet of sand, it's drinkable when it comes out the other side.
And I envision these big, huge, massive machines pumping water into the Sahara to filter out.
Well, that's what's going to happen. They're going to clean large areas. They're going to dig holes in the Sahara. They're going to put collection tanks in the ground. They're going to rebury them with the sand. And then they're going to saturate the ground for it to be filtered and caught in these tanks.
Edgar Casey predicted that the greater part of Japan would go into the sea. Do you believe that prediction indicated what occurred on March 11, 2011, when they were surprised by a 9.0 megathrust earthquake with a disastrous tsunami? Or do you believe that it's still to come?
There's definitely more to come. Like I said, there's going to be a volcano that was dormant that is going to awaken, and there'll be earthquakes along with it. Anytime you get molten lava moving underground, you have earthquakes. But, yeah, no, that's going to come.
There is reports that this new technology called 3D holographics, in which you can actually touch. This technology apparently is out there.
It's been out there since Total Recall.
But it's now going to be the fact that it is going to be hard to distinguish reality from not. I'll give you a perfect example. Coming out this year will be the technology to project an image into your home. Instead of FaceTiming somebody and you got them on a flat screen, you'll have them projected as an image. And in years to come, that image is going to become more realistic until one day, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, you will have a hard time distinguishing with your senses that hologram from the actual person that's projecting himself to you. That's the way people will be communicating. You will be feeling and touching and interacting with people that are not actually there. It will be a 3D hologram that you can touch and feel and interact with. And that technology will start this year. We will begin to see holographic technology begin to take hold. So if you're going
to... Well, we're definitely going to make a lot of, headway in far as technology is concerned, but I don't see...
not in 2016.
Yeah, no, not in 2006. Although we will make headway in 2016.
With holograms.
With several different areas of technology.
Oh, yeah, technology. I can get on to technology and tell you all the things that are going to happen in 2016,
but I don't believe
17,
that we're
25.
going to be able to project a person into your home or wherever you may be in 2016.
No.
Possibly wearing a headset as a gamer on a game set like Xbox, you might possibly be able to project and see somebody on in your room as long as you're wearing this headset and connected to this game. But I don't see it.
I see something similar of what you're talking about, and it's going to happen this year. I have not heard anything or seen anything. So, copyrighted material right here from the Psychic Couple. What you're talking about, this headset gear, is going to be reversed.
Yeah.
It's going to be now installed directly on the television. And you will be...
Or your gaming system.
Or your gaming system. And you will see what you would have seen if you had a helmet on your head. You will not have to have a device on your physical body. It will be part of the gaming system or the television or whatever. And what you would have seen in these 3D helmet type things that they have out and been trying to get, you'll no longer need it. It will be reverse technology back to where you can be free of having something on you in your body. And that is what I'm talking about. There'll be leaps and bounds in hologram technology for 2016.
Eventually, but you'll still have to have some kind of device.
Mm-hmm.
It won't just be they appear or right in front of you without having some kind of a device.
Well, and what I'm saying, and then this is going to happen this year too. These hologram technology is going to be, and they have the technology out there, but it's going to be pushed and moved along, and people are going to be educated on it.
They have the holographic technology. Look at the Celine Dion and Elvis Presley video.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about actual interacting. Let's say you have. You wanted to Google something and it's on your TV, okay? You're not going to need a physical keyboard. You're going to be able to type in the air. It's going to pick up, just like the gaming systems now, your finger motions on what you are typing. Or it's going to pick up your speech. And you will be able to say, search for WWE.com. And it's going to do that. And it's going to have that type of interaction.
In the future, not this year.
No, I'm thinking some of this is coming this year.
Some of it. Like I said, this year, some of it will come, but you will still need to be attached to a device. And as of this year, I do believe you will still have to have the helmet and the mask with the gaming systems.
This has been part 2 of the Psychic Couple's Psychic Predictions for 2016. We hope you enjoyed it. You could always go to our website at www.psychiccouple.com. That's psychiccouple.com, all one word. We do private readings. You can contact us. Our phone number, you can phone or text us at 860-866-4793. That's 860-877-4793. You could always email me at readings@psychiccouple.com. That's readings@psychiccouple.
I think you said 2 different phone numbers.
860-866.
Yeah, you said 867.
Sorry, it's 866-4793. 860-866-4793. You can call, leave a message. You can text message through that number.
Make sure you use that last number you said, and not the second one.
Not the one that you think I goofed up on. 860-866-4793. That's the number to contact us to schedule a reading. You can also email us. And part 3 will be coming out shortly.